be held accountable. It's not okay to go around hurting people. It's not okay for me to hurt people, you to hurt people, or anybody to hurt anybody, you know. But the truth of the matter is, forgiveness is necessary because we live in a fallen world, and without forgiveness, you're just a bitter person, and you're walking around and with a chip on your shoulder, and it's a horrible existence. So forgiveness is key. But in order to give forgiveness, you have to really understand that you are forgiven. Not just in an earthly way. I'm not talking about forgiveness from a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, you know, or a wife or even your kids. You're forgiven for, you have to understand like you're a messed up person. Once you realize that, then you're well on your way to accepting grace in a real way. It might take a long time, you know, but once you get to the point where you're just like, dude, you know, like God is like really like, there's no way that God could really forgive this, you know. And then you realize that he is forgiving it because of his grace, and nothing more, nothing less. Not because of a grace, or not because of a gift that, you know, grace means a gift that's undeserved. That's all grace is, at least in a biblical sense. I don't know what Wikipedia has to say about it, but biblically that's what it is. God gives you a you know, a gift that is just undeserved. So once you realize that you're a messed up person and God ain't going nowhere, he's still with you, he's still helping you, and you're just thinking to yourself, how is God really not backing out on me? And then you're like, wow, God is loyal. And then you're like, wow, God actually does love me. And all these things start to come together, and you're just like, boom, there's grace. And you're like, whoa, you know. And then you just like, I don't know, it's kind of like you look at people who you know, hurt you or whatever in the past, you know, including yourself, because a lot of us, we really have to forgive ourselves. Sometimes that's, you know, that's our biggest issue, is we have to forgive ourselves. And it's true, like, we're so focused in on everybody else doing us wrong, and, you know, we don't really realize that at times, not all the time, but a lot of times, we're our own worst enemies. Like, a lot of, you know, we have to forgive ourselves. So anybody who's honest will definitely, you know, come to terms with that. Not just on a logical level, but, you know, on a spiritual level, on a godly level, you know. So like I said, I mean, I'm not, you know, this isn't a slam dunk for me. I'm just starting to catch on that, you know. So I just wanted to share that with people. I don't need to sit and go on and on about it, but, you know, it's just like, that's, if you're looking to forgive somebody, I just wanted to, you know, kind of do like a number, I don't know, 5. I don't even know how many forgiveness videos I've done, but I've done some, and this is basically just another one that I'm doing that's branching off all the others. And if you really want to forgive somebody in a real way, somebody that's really hurt you, you're gonna need some divine intervention. And like I said, the only way to really begin to hand out true forgiveness, not just sweeping it under the rug and pretending it doesn't exist, oh, it's okay, but then when you see them on Christmas, you just get a, I don't know, you know, I mean, it's, a lot of people sweep stuff under the rug because they don't know how to forgive, and it's not their fault. Forgiveness could be tough. Forgiveness, a lot of people think, well, okay, well, forgiveness, I don't think it's a feeling. Because people think that if they forgive, then all of a sudden everything is great. Sure, I mean, maybe there's some kind of release or something, depending, I don't know, whatever. But forgiveness is nothing more than just kind of like forgiving a debt. That's what it is. That's what forgiveness means. It means you forgive the debt. The debt is forgiven. The debt is not excused, but it's forgiven. You know, you're no longer expecting anything from this person. An apology, nothing. You know, you're just, because the truth of the matter is, 90-something% of the people on this planet, you'll never ever, if you sit around waiting for an apology from everybody, you'll just grow old and bitter and angry, and you'll just hate the world, man. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they think, well, I'm not gonna forgive this person unless they apologize to me. Well, then at that rate, you're gonna be angry, and you're gonna, not be, on some, you're really not on good hands. So, but I mean, that came out the wrong way. You're just not doing the right thing, because people aren't gonna walk up to you and knock on your door and say, hey, remember that thing I did back in, grade school? Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, because these people that did you wrong, I'm just using grade school as an example. I'm not talking about grade school for myself. Like, I didn't even really have any problems in schools. Like I said, I had some people, like, naturally, some people give you problems, but then you just set them straight, and that's it, Simple as that. People just test you, that's it. At least that's what happened, with my circumstance. But all in all, I got along with everybody, because I was just who I was, and I wasn't some fake person trying to be somebody who I wasn't. And some people liked me, some people didn't. The people that didn't like me really couldn't do anything to me or say anything to me, because I was just being who I was. And you weren't really going to make me feel insecure about myself. It is what it is, man. So I'm not saying I was liked by everybody, but even the people that didn't like me, what can you do? Because once you accept yourself, how could people get at you, really? So, but anyways, forgiveness is, so, I just basically wanted to make that video, and just, say stuff like that, because it's true. It's very, very true, yeah, people are not gonna beat, people are not gonna beat your door down for forgiveness, because, number one, multiple reasons. Well, there's multiple reasons for it, but one reason is, people are prideful, even if they do remember hurting you, and even if they feel sorry for it. A lot of people don't want to admit that they did wrong, because it's pride. And I have some of that myself. Not, even, we all have it, but that's still no excuse, because you can't really operate, in a relationship with God. Like, God died so he can deliver you of pride. But you know what? Like I said, you gotta crawl before you walk. And even when you're walking, you're not perfect. You still bump into things. You still stub your toe. Sometimes you fall. You do things that like, really, you ever just walk up in the middle of the night and just walk into a wall? I've done that before. I'm just like, whoa, it happens. So, I don't know. That's, so I think it's very, very important for me to, I'm just bored right now, so I'm kind of rambling. So I just think it's very, very important for me to, make this video, because I think that people could, definitely, benefit from it. I know it's not your experience, but you're not going to be able to benefit from it on a heart level. Or maybe when I explain this to you, maybe this could be a blessing to somebody. Maybe a light bulb will go off. Who knows, man? I don't even know. God works in mysterious ways. It is what it is. I prayed for, the ability to forgive people for quite some time. And all of a sudden now, after some struggles, I'm starting to, really see grace. Like, dude, And again, a lot of people think that grace is just, or forgiveness is just like a feeling. Like, I have to feel, like, if I don't feel like okay right off the bat, that means I didn't forgive. No, that just means that you're human, and you're still hurt, and God will help you process that hurt. Forgiveness is just releasing the debt, releasing the anger, and whatever kind of bitterness you might have towards a person. That's what it is. And forgiveness can be a process, but like I said, I mean, you can forgive somebody for taking $5 out of your back pocket, whatever. I mean, that's really no big deal. I mean, still it's disrespectful, but I mean, you know, really, it's $5, man. Come on, if you need it that bad, just ask me, I'll give it to you. I mean, I had people steal stuff from me, like stupid stuff like that. It's just like, are you serious, dude? If you need $5 or $10, I mean, even if I don't like you that much, if you need it, I'll give it to you. I'm not a jerk. That's why I don't like when people steal from me, because if somebody needs something, I'll hook them up, man. You don't gotta sit here and just rob me, dude. Come on now. But you know, I mean, I guess that's it. I guess that's all I really have to say. I mean, see if there's anything else. I don't know. 25 minutes, almost 26 minutes. You know, but yes, God showed me how messed up I was on a spiritual level. I wasn't, you know, I mean, on an earthly level, you know, if you meet me, you'll think I'm a, you know, a nice dude, and I am a nice dude, you know. You know, people who really know me would view me as trustworthy, somebody who's not gonna, like, I have a lot of positive attributes, and I'm far from perfect though, but I have a lot of positive attributes, you know, but spiritually, I'm a messed up dude, man. Yep, I sure was. Spiritually, I definitely was a, definitely was not what I thought I really was, and I didn't really understand the whole concept of grace, so I had a hard time dealing with it. I fell back into, I don't know, not religion, but I kind of sort of, I fell back into a routine. Like I always kind of had to keep up with God. Like, you know, I'm doing this, like I'm going through this, like, you know, I really have to, you know, do something, like, you know, to try to make up for it, you know. I'm, like I said, not church or giving money away, or, you know, that's just what people think religion is. Religion could be anything, you know. Like if you have to, you know, like, do you ever meet parents who, I'm sure I have, probably not even noticing it, but I mean, there's parents out there that, you know, demand that their kids get a certain grade level, and if they don't meet that requirement, that parent just, it's not a good thing, you know. Some dads want their, you know, sons to become good in athletics. My dad wasn't like that. I was naturally good at athletics. Actually, athletics was not even his thing. It was my thing. It came from his side of the family, well, both sides, but for some reason that wasn't his thing. So I just kind of did the whole athletic thing myself. I was really the only athlete, and I just basically trained myself and taught myself and, you know, did it all myself. But I mean, hey, it was something I liked doing. It was something I really excelled at, and you know, it is what it is. It was just my thing to do, but it wasn't his thing, so whatever. So I'm not sitting here throwing personal examples out. I'm just saying there's parents out there that demand things from their kids, and you know, that's a form of religion. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a church or, you know, a tithing basket. And sure, you should tithe to God, but not in a religious way. That's what I'm saying. Like, religion is just like, that's not even a God of grace, dude. Like a religious God is not going to teach you how to forgive. A religious God is going to tell you to forgive and not even walk you through it, and just, but how do I forgive this person who did this to me? And the religious God is just going to be like, well, figure it out. And if you keep falling into the sin of, you know, unforgiveness, well, just give me your money or do something else. I don't know, go out and help somebody or whatever. I mean, it's just like, religion just doesn't change you. It just, you know, come on, dude. Like, really. You know, it doesn't change anybody. It just makes you work for it, and that's not a God